Hi guys and welcome to a new video. President Droupadi Murmu's invite to G20 delegates for a dinner along with an official communication identifying Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister of Bharat has sparked speculation on whether the government was dropping India as the country's name. And that has sparked a concern throughout the country whether the current government, the Modi government, is changing our name, our country's name, into Bharat and by dropping India. I don't think that has any significance, to be honest, because there is no mention anywhere that the term India is going to be dropped from the constitution, and I don't think it is possible for us to drop that word entirely. But in this backdrop, I think that it is very beneficial for all of us to look at where these two terms came from and what significance it has for Indians. So that is what this video will be about. So in 1947, when we got independence, there were three terms that could have been used to call the new nation state. So the first one was Hindustan, there was India, and then there was Bharat. But in the Constituent Assembly, Ambedkar proposed the phrase India, that is Bharat, to be the first article of our constitution in September 18, 1949. And that way, Article 1 refers to our country as India, that is Bharat. Hindustan was dropped as a name for our country after independence, and we officially have two names, Bharat and India. So what does India and Bharat stand for? Let's look at that. From the time that we have been celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the major motive, one of the main motives of our government, the current government, is to erase all reminders of our colonial past that we had. And that includes changing the name of CRPC, IPC, bringing in UCC, and a lot of these reforms happen, which also includes education. And a lot of people are saying that the term India is also a very significant reminder of our colonial past. In that respect, pushing Bharat as the official name of this country instead of India is a move to erase any traits of colonialization from the Indian or Bharatiya context. So is the word India a reminder of the colonial past? Well, it is. India is a term used widely only after the Europeans came to the East. And the term India has Greco-Roman associations. The Achaemenid Persian conquest of Indus Valley that began in the 6th century BC brought about the Persian variant of the Sanskrit word Sindhu, and that variant is Hindu. The Achaemenids used the term to identify the lower Indus basin, and from around the 1st century of the Christian era, the suffix stan came to be used. That is the etymology of Hindustan. But the Greeks, who had acquired the knowledge of Hind from the Achaemenids, transliterated the name as Indus. By the time the Macedonian king Alexander invaded India in the 3rd century BC, India had come to identify with the region beyond the Indus. As you can see, it went through Persia into Greek and then into Rome. So that side of the globe identified and named this region beyond the Indus as either Hindu or Indus or India. And from the Greek language, the word India went into Old English. So because of its root in the Greco-Roman history, the word India was preferred more by the British or the Europeans. The adoption of India suggests how colonial nomenclature signaled changes in perspectives and helped to usher in an understanding of the subcontinent as a single bounded and British political territory. So the terms Hind and India all have foreign origins, and especially India stands for an imperial expansionist mentality. So does that mean that now we should drop it? Obviously, no. Mainly because this landmass that we call as our nation state, this country, unified or divided along our borders because of colonialism or during the colonial times. That is historically significant enough to be there. Now the term Bharat has a very interesting history. The occupants of the subcontinent or the people who lived in this land refer to ourselves as Bharat or Bharata or Bharatvarsha. The word appears in Puranas, and according to Purana, Bharat is a land between the sea in the south and the abode of snow in the north. But much before the Puranas were written, the word Bharat was in existence, and that goes back to the Rig Veda. Rig Veda can be an important historical source for understanding the origin of our civilization, and especially the Vedic civilization. So in Rig Veda, where the commencement or the beginnings of the Vedic period is mentioned, there is a mention of Saptasindhus, which are the 7 holy rivers. And the Saptasindhu or the 7 holy rivers are described as the original land of the Vedic people, that is, the occupants of the subcontinent. According to Rig Veda, there was a battle of 10 tribes or battle of 10 kings. The battle was fought between the Bharatas, whose leader was Sudas, and it was fought against the confederation of 10 tribes. The cause of the conflict or the war could have been the division of waters of the Ravi River, one of the Saptasindhu. So the Bharatas, led by Sudas, were able to defeat all the 10 tribes, and they expanded from the land of the Saptasindhu eastward. And as a result, Bharatas and Kurus emerged into a new tribe or a new kingdom called the Kuru kingdom. And later on, the Kuru kingdom expanded into the Gangetic plains, starting the Vedic period that started the entire Indian civilization. Bharatas are the people who went on to create the Kuru kingdom that began the Vedic period. Bharata is said to be the ancestor of Bharatas, the Bharatas tribe, who are basically the ancestors of all the people who now live in the subcontinent. So that is the significance of the word Bharat. Bharat is one of the most ancient and indigenous way to describe the people in this land. We have looked at the terminology and the etymology of both these words. But to ask this question, so which should we use, I think is quite ridiculous. I'm really hoping that the government of India would not remove India as the official name of this country. And I don't think that they can. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because there has already been a public interest litigation in Supreme Court, which it did not take into consideration. So I don't think that is going to happen in the first place. The important thing here is for us to understand the history of these both terms, that both stand for this country officially, and be proud of both of them. Because India is the word that has been used to identify the subcontinent from first century BC onwards. It basically represents the knowledge of the outside world about this subcontinent from such an ancient time, or such a long time, if not ancient. And we obviously represented a very rich plentiful and vibrant place. But Bharat, on the other hand, stands for the very origins of the culture and civilization of this land. So I think both are equally significant, despite the contemporary connotations it has been given. And there should not be a debate on which should be used when and how. These both are equally important and these both are equally significant as the names of this country, and it should remain that way. We should not be having a debate on whether the government is going to drop the word or not. That is what I think about this issue. So it's now your turn. Which is the name that you like to be called? Bharat or India? Or Bharatiya or Indian? Please let me know in the comment section. I am really looking forward to hear from you all. And if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe for more content like this. Thank you.
Hi guys, and here is the first book I have written, Life in a Ziploc Bag. It's the story of 4 teens living in a city and the impactful reality of modern life, where we often chase love, intoxication and adventure. Does it seem like a story that you would be interested in? If so, please check it out on Amazon or Flipkart. And it's also available for direct buying from the publisher itself. All these links are given in the description. Grab your copy now. Thank you.